guys, welcome back to Puck Talk, and this is our second episode. I'm Sahil, and this is
Hi, my name is Mark, and the other one is
Walter.
yeah. So today's topic is about the Vancouver Canucks. We wouldn't be a Vancouver-based podcast if we didn't talk about it. So let's get to it. So right now, at the time of this recording, it's after they beat the Seattle Kraken. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So what are you guys' opinions on the Canucks?
all right. So I want to talk about the Kraken game first. I will not lie, that was a really messy game.
No,
It,
they didn't deserve to win that.
yeah, no, it was
I
just an
agree.
all-around messy game by both teams, and honestly, it's not an impressive win by any means, but for the Canucks, they'll take anything they can get right now.
That was vintage Martin Jones.
Like, it's crazy to think that our first win is against the Kraken. Yeah, it on paper we are better than the Kraken. Like I just can't believe like Jones just like played absolute garbage in net today.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy for
Mm.
the win, but I'm still not convinced they're a good team. Like, what did they have to win 7 in a row to become a decent team? Like,
Yeah, I
even a
know to
stretch playoff team,
recover.
it's not, it's not ideal. So, what do you guys think? The problem is this season. On paper, they're good, but where are they underperforming?
Motivation. That's what I think. First game that they played, not the home opener, sorry. But the first game that they played against Edmonton, they started off great. Don't get me wrong. They scored 2 goals against none within the first period, right? They started off strong, but then they just blew it. And then it continued throughout each and every game after that, where they had the lead. They started off strong. And then as the game progressed, they just forgot how to play.
Yeah, the coach called them, Boudreaux called them mentally weak, which I think is perfect to
Yes.
describe them.
Yeah, that is very accurate because the thing about the Canucks, like not counting like the game against Buffalo and the Kraken and other games. The beginning of the season, I'm not gonna lie, if you ignore the complete second half of their games, they look like the best team in the damn league. They were
Exactly.
up
Yeah,
like against every single team that they were against by two. Like that's a crazy ass stat line, which being honest here. And it's insane to me to think that they have choked in those games. They've choked those 2 goal leads easily in the second half of the game. So personally, my thing is that their endurance and their lack of like mentality is really messing them up still.
Yeah, fundamentally, you got to also go look at it that their third periods throughout the entire season so far, they've been outscored, I believe, 17 now, 17-3. It's not looking good at all. It's almost as if they completely forgot how to play the last 20 minutes of the game.
yeah. They're
Yeah,
always
no, it's
half good. Like as Mark said, they'd be the best team in the league if they played like they did in the first
Yeah,
half of the game. But like that's like the story of the Canucks even last year. Like if they played like they did in the second half, they would have
of
made
the
the playoffs.
season. Yeah, the second half
Yeah,
of their last season was
yeah.
honestly one of the like best runs we've seen as like Canucks fans in a long while.
It's always
Like,
what if. Like they never actually like completely play the game. They always
yeah.
give you hope, I guess.
Yeah, no, because like we will think about this for a long time, but JT Miller had like one of the best second half season runs I've ever seen in the NHL in all my years watching like hockey. And now, as of right now, he's playing okay. It he's okay right now.
Yeah, I don't.
He's
Yeah,
not
that
doing
contract
he's
doesn't
great.
fit.
definitely dropped down compared to
Yeah.
last year, for
Yeah, compared to
sure.
last year, it's insane. Like he went from like the Canucks' the guy. He went from the guy to playing like just pretty average. He's not up to the level that we expected him to be at the beginning of the season, but that's all I can really say about him.
And Tyler
He's not
Myers.
playing.
Tyler
How
Myers,
fun.
bro.
Tyler
Bro,
Myers.
when he got that penalty today, I was freaking out. I
I
don't like
can't.
Tyler Myers, I will not
Can't
lie.
listen.
I'm not a big
Isn't he?
Tyler
Isn't
Myers
he
fan.
like a second best defenseman right now? Because Hughes is injured, and then it's Oliver Ekman Larson and then him. Rathbone has been amazing though. Have you watched that man?
Rathbone, yes, I was gonna say he's an underdog right now.
He's popping off. What a guy.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, listen. Like another, I have a couple like I still have a couple of guys with some players on the Canucks. At this point in time, we have to consider Demko could Demko is not playing at a Demko level, if you guys know what I mean.
Yeah, but like he
Like we
shouldn't
we
have
we
to.
saw today's game, right?
Okay, that wasn't great.
His game against the Kraken, the
Yeah, we
first
saw.
two goals were
Yeah, those first two goals.
questionable.
They
for
were
Demko.
very questionable. I will not lie. There was a goal against who did they face? Last game, was it last game? I'm thinking of. Oh no, not last game, but just against. There's a couple of times against the Sabres where I feel like he should have made some of those saves. In general,
One in tight, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
the one
think
in
it's
tight.
everybody going cold at the same time.
Yeah,
Like everybody's not playing up to standard at the same time. Even like usually
Yeah.
Demko plays good and the team plays bad, but just because Demko's out to them, they're just
yeah.
all
Like
struggling.
Demko hasn't been playing too amazing so far this season. Also because of the lack of the Canucks knowing how to like pick up on when someone's cutting into the net, crashing the net. The Canucks are having a really hard time trying to mitigate that. But another thing that we also have to talk about is we have to talk about some good things, like how Pedersen is actually playing pretty well
Yeah,
like Pedersen is playing
he's
how we
noticeable.
thought Pedersen should be playing for about like 3 years now.
Yeah,
Anderson has been, I think, a player on the Canucks that's been trying the hardest. Definitely, he's to be honest, he's a forward, right? But he's been one of our better defensemen as well.
Hmm. Yeah,
Horvat really fell off.
yeah, yeah.
Being a
Bo
fan.
Horvat, in my opinion, is also
I was
Oh,
watching him
Horvat.
today.
phenomenally.
He looks like he isn't even trying anymore, which is weird because it's his contract year.
Like
Yeah,
Bo Horvat right now is playing. He is in my opinion, as of right now, he's the second best player on this team.
Second best. I don't really.
No, like as of right now, the way he's playing.
I still think Horvat is still a pretty strong pillar for the Canucks.
Hmm.
He's still leading by example. He's taking all the faceoffs and he's winning the important ones for the Canucks that they really need. Earlier this game, within the first 3 minutes of the first period against the Kraken, he also decided to try to challenge for a fight.
Oh
To
god.
Yeah,
build
no, that's
emotion for the
insane.
Canucks.
That's insane to me.
That would have been his
That-
first fighting penalty too. He has
That's
no fighting penalties before that.
I think it's
And he still doesn't.
I think it's a mental thing. I think I think it's just like a fire of him actually trying to show like the bench because like we have a pretty like we have some new players on this team anyways, and he wants to show how serious he is on winning that game,
Yes.
Do you
which
guys
is
think he sticks
honestly really
around?
good.
Do you think he sticks around like through the trade deadline and
Oh, oh,
next year?
honestly,
Of
yeah,
course.
he does. He does.
He
He
does.
100% should.
But
If he
like if he
continues, especially if he continues to play on how he's playing right now.
but does
Yes.
he want to go through another rebuild? If that's what it comes to in Vancouver? He
I
spent his best years going through this. He's not gonna want to spend the next 3 or 4 years going through. If they do go down that path, well, I don't know for sure. Depending on the way the season goes, I guess.
listen, like
But
we're still pretty early into the season. We haven't even gotten past 10 games. As
Yeah.
of right now, what we're missing Quinn Hughes. Besser didn't play today either. Like honestly, in my opinion, as of where we stand, I think that we can't really make that observation right now. I think we could give it a little bit more time on Horvat's contract. But if I were the Canucks, I would do a lot of things to make sure he stays.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now,
Also, I agree with Mark saying that it's too early on in the season to see if Horvat's going to stay or not. I personally believe Horvat's going to stay throughout the next couple seasons. But also for the Canucks in terms of rebuilding, oh boy,
that'd be
I
fun.
don't think at this point, after like 6, 7 years of the rebuilding process, there's nothing to show for it. We've only had that one playoff appearance during the bubble year with COVID, and sure we got pretty far in to that series, but you know nothing to really show for it.
Yeah,
And then
especially
after
during
that,
that Vegas
yeah,
series
after
was
that
tough.
we just kept, we keep saying that we're in the rebuilding process, and all of our changes are really short term. there's nothing that we can like really show for long term rebuilding. So I don't think a rebuild's gonna work anymore.
I
Yeah.
don't know how I feel about the Canucks rebuilding, man. Every time we say that the Canucks are rebuilding, they're in swinging distance of the playoffs. Like,
That's
let's
the
be real here.
problem. They don't miss like they don't make the playoffs, but they barely miss, so they don't even get a good pick.
Exactly. Like, we have gotten draft picks through sheer luck, not because of where we place in the league at all. Like, have
Mhm.
you seen how how arguably higher draft picks are for the past couple of years? It's insane. Like, we haven't played bad enough to even get those spots because we're literally in swinging distance to making the playoffs, especially last year.
Yeah. So this was kind of us discussing like why they're bad, I guess, a little bit. And now, what are you guys' expectations for the rest of the season? Like, where do you think? Like, okay, we'll go by one, and like, what is your prediction for the Canucks?
Who do we want to start off with?
Uh, you can go.
All right.
Put you on the spot.
Personally, as of right now, Quinn Hughes and Besser aren't playing. I don't remember for how long. Uh, if we go by today's game against the Kraken, I will say that like the end of the game was honestly, from what I seen, other than the Tyler Myers penalty, going pretty well. Not many problems there. The defense played pretty well, especially during the empty net before Myers got the penalty. In my mind, it did go well. So I would like to say that if they keep going at this pace, I don't think that they're gonna be anywhere at the top of the league. I say that they're gonna literally be that middle team that still just is in swing distance of the playoffs, but still can't make it as of right now because they're still missing like two of their like top 5, top 8 players on their team.
Yeah. Uh, so I guess I'll go next. I don't think they'll do very good. I think they'll finish bottom 5 this year. I think this is the year that it all goes off the rails. Like there's no way they should have been this bad to start the season. There's like locker room troubles already between Miller and Horvat apparently. So I think this is the year that they finally admit that they're not a playoff team and they go through a rebuild again. I think Boudreaux loses his job by Christmas too, by the way. I don't think he's.
Canucks fans would
That's
hate
that
to
would be
hear
rough.
this.
That would be rough.
Canucks fans would be devastated.
I guess I'll go now. So personally, I think it's really important. It's a hit or miss first of all. I think it's important that if Vancouver takes the momentum from tonight's win into Pittsburgh tomorrow, and if they win, I believe that they can carry that momentum on throughout the next couple games, throughout the next week. I think they could get a winning streak on, and they could rack up those points that they missed out on earlier. However, judging by tonight's game, how Miller appeared to be injured at the very end, that could definitely be a morale boost, morale sinker. Sorry, sorry.
For Horvat,
Um, exactly. But yeah, if the Canucks don't do anything with tonight's win, they're going to lose tomorrow against Pittsburgh. It's evidently going to be so like that, and they're going to lose against the Devils on Tuesday, and that's just going to become another losing streak that will see Bruce Boudreau get fired. There's no question to me. He
Fellow
will get
hater.
fired if the Canucks keep losing. They did it with Green. They're gonna do it with Bruce.
I
So
feel
do
like
you
they're gonna
think?
give him half the season.
So do you think they're gonna lose, or do you think they're gonna win though? Like, what is your prediction for them?
It depends. I don't think they're gonna win tomorrow night. I don't think they're gonna do well this season. They'll get more wins than one, that's for sure. But I don't think that they'll come anywhere near playoff potential this year.
Yeah.
Unless a miracle happens and the Canucks are able to get winning streak after winning streak, but that's highly unlikely,
So
in my
Mark's the only
opinion.
believer. Me and you are
My
haters.
friends, I want to pitch this to you. What if our November slump, instead of it being November, it was now? Now is our November slump.
That
We
is what
never
I'm
rec-
hoping. That is what I'm hoping.
Like
we never recover from it though. Like every single season happens, we never recover.
we
It
can
ruins every season.
I think that we'll get like a couple of wins at least. I think Bruce will have reign for like this half of the season. At at most if they keep on losing. Like the moment that All-Star break hits, I think that's when they're gonna consider putting him on the chopping block if we continue to lose. Especially in the fashion that we have been losing. Especially against the Sabres. Ooh, yeah, no, that's tough.
It
But
just depends on how we play out our final 20 minutes and our special teams, especially.
exactly, that's a good point too. Our special teams have not been great either. And honestly, that is a big tell on also why we're really terrible.
Yeah, so now this is on record now. Now if they suck, we're gonna make fun of Mark, and if they're good, then Mark will make fun of us.
Yeah, exactly. So screw you guys.
Okay, but
I'm the only one that's actually wearing a Vancouver shirt right now.
we're all from Vancouver, so we kind of are voting for them, but like I'm too used to getting disappointed by them. Like this season, I had such high hopes for them. I like they had OEL, they had Boudreaux out. I thought they were gonna make playoffs for sure, but again, they tend to disappoint.
I
I
thought
mean,
they
they
would
can still
honestly
make the playoffs. They can still
yeah,
make the playoffs.
It's like
I
okay,
have hope. It's
I don't.
unlikely, but I do have hope.
like I think another big issue is also the like I feel like motivation's not really there. There's not much drive in most players except for like two of them.
And
Where's the
a
drive gonna
miracle
come
needs to
now that you're
happen.
like what are you like 1, 2, and 5 or something? Out of 1, 5, and 2, I think.
Yeah,
Where's the
1-5 and 2.
motivation gonna
And we're
come
one
from
five
there?
and two.
Where's the motivation gonna come? The fact that they're losing. They need a win. They need to win at this point, or
Mhm.
else like what? We've seen fans throw their jerseys on the ice. We've seen a lot of things happen already. Where to the point where at this point they gotta win.
We talked about how they're like a middling playoff team. I'd rather just see them tank this year and be bad than get Bedard, or like at least be in the sweepstakes for him. And Mishkov's pretty good too. I'd be happy with either one if they suck the entire season.
I think that would be terrible. Like as a team though, just to go for another rebuild, especially at like this early onto the season. Throwing this early onto the season is kind of bad. I'd say we give
Mhm.
them. I say we give them this half of the season to see where it goes, and then we can decide from there. If not half, then give them a third. See where we are. See where we play. See if we can still make the playoffs. See if we have all our players back. Besser, Quinn Hughes back to how we should expect them to play. Then we'll see how it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been disappointed by them too many times to have hope anymore.
We also need to keep in account. Vancouver still has a trump card. They have another Elias Pettersson.
Oh yeah, that guy's gonna come and save
The
them.
Is it
same
Elliot? Is
same
it like
appearance.
is it Elias
It's
or
Elias or
Elias?
Elias. Elias or Elias, I believe, is how they're gonna differentiate them. But they're the same height. They're the same-handed shooter. They play
Same
the same
height.
role. They're same height. They're same height. They're
God
both
damn.
6'2". They're both 6'2". Same name, and their numbers are very similar. When are they gonna address the newly acquired Elias Peterson or Pettersson and put
I
them both out? Because the current Pettersson that we have, number 40, has a crazy wrist shot,
Yeah.
but he's always checked. He
I
can't get that shot off anymore.
I doubt the other one's as good as him.
Their main line game plan. Oh
Use
yeah,
the
they
other
can't
one
tell the
as
difference
bait.
between
I
the
don't
two.
care what you think, what you say. Use the other one as bait. Let our Pettersson,
Confuse
number
them.
40,
Yeah,
get
switch
100
jerseys,
goals.
switch jerseys, switch
Yeah,
jerseys
the
for
refs
this
aren't
game
gonna know.
only.
The refs aren't gonna know.
Nah,
It's
if
weird
that
maneuver.
does happen, that would be wild. But that's totally in fantasy land.
Yeah. So I think do you guys have anything else you want to talk about, or do you guys want to wrap it up with this podcast?
I don't have anything else to say about the Canucks other than I do have hope, even though they suck right now.
And I do
I have
not
no
have
further
any hope
comment.
for them. I've been disappointed too many
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
conclusion.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Thanks.
They'll
Thanks
beat
for watching.
Pens. They'll beat
Mac,
Pens.
your mental is your mental is currently as broken as the Canucks were.
That's not good
Alright.
news. That's not. Okay.
So-
Thanks for watching, guys. So please don't forget to like and subscribe or share with your friends. See you next time.
Thanks so much.